Hello guys and girls. In today's tutorial, I'll be teaching you everything you need to know on CSS animations, transitions, and transformations that will help you build a responsive website and engaging and user-friendly web page. So these you have seen my web applications and my web apps. If you are part of my YouTube channel, you have been seeing my web applications, my math quiz app, and HTML quiz app, and CSS quiz app as well. So you'll see lots of animations there. So in today's tutorial, I will try to make a very long video, and not that long, but I'll try to keep my time pace in order as well. So in this video, this is our the final thing we're going to try to achieve. And after lecturing and blabbing about animations and stuff like this is our final thing we're going to build together. You can see the circles going up and down, the hover button, and if we restart the page, you can see as then the hello world dropped down and this one slides in. But I think when we are building it, I'll make it a little bit slower, so it will be more cool, stuff like that. So let me go to my Visual Studio. Mm, my Visual Studio. Okay, I'll just delete this, and close this as well. Then close this. So we'll start with just styling a normal button. In We'll start with styling a normal button. So you put your exclamation mark and click on enter. It gives you this. I'll just call a title animation page or tutorial, anything. So we'll start with styling the button. So I'll create just a normal button for the tutorial. So just normal button tag and add click me click me. Okay, sorry, it's to click me. Yeah, just a normal button, so we'll use it for the tutorial. Then we'll link our CSS link, click link tab href. It would be style.css. Okay, so then we'll go to our style.css file and just style. So I'll explain how we're going to start just with the button, then we'll go to our final thing, the final thing we are focused on doing, our final practice. So we'll just style the button. I'm not using any class or id or any selector or anything. So we'll just type background color would be, this is my favorite background color. uh, uh, okay, yeah, so background color would be this the okay, so we now have like color. The color would be let's just make it black. Yeah, so this black, I think. So then we'll do like border, no border, just normal styling. Let's just style the button, and let's go with border radius to curve it a little bit. uh, Border radius, we'll just make it 8 pixels, and to curve the button a little bit. So then we'll go to padding. Padding would be 15 pixels. Yeah, 15 pixels. Then we'll now give, that's top and bottom, then this will be left and right. So you see our button is getting more cool and stuff like that. So we make the font size so it will be visible, so you can see the font size well now. So it would be 18 pixels. We use 18 pixels for the font size. Hope you can see my page as it's clicking up and as it's going well. Then we now let's just add a font weight to it. Font weight would be bold. You see the button is now getting cool. Then we'll just use cursor. You see this cursor is just still pointing, and it's not cool for a button to just use cursor as pointer. So if you now go around it, it will turn to like an arrow, like these hands right here. So we have then we'll give like a box shadow or something. I hope you guys understand the meaning of box shadow, and let me know in the comment section if I should have a full tutorial on CSS and everything I know about CSS, then I will make a full course on that. But for now, we are just focusing on animation, and I will not explain much on other aspects of things. So 4 pixels, I'm just styling the border, 6 pixels, and RGBA would be, so RGB just like normal RGB. So make it black, 0.0, sorry, it's 0.000, and you can see the shadow come into place. Then since we're using RGBA, so we use this would be opacity, we make it 0.1. No, it's not well. Let's make it 0.9. Yeah, it's cool. At least we are seeing the shadow or something. Or let's just make it 0.1. Let's just make it 0.1. So the next one would be, yeah, let us leave the thing like this. I think it's cool this way. So we'll go to, lastly, we'll do our button hover. So what will happen when we hover around our button would be, oh, button hover, sorry. Yeah, don't mind the mistakes I'm making. I'm trying to make this video a little bit shorter and not too long. You understand? So the button hover would be this background. Let's just use like a background color or something like that. So since we're using like this my favorite color right here, maybe I'll just input it here. So when we hover around it, you see, when we hover around it, we'll have like this, change the transparency to like a little bit transparent or something. So if you hover around, you see it changes. I don't know if you're seeing the change in the button. It's not that cool yet because we don't have like a transition and stuff like that. So we'll now use this. So now I'm going to, let's just color it firstly. Then if you color, we'll just use like a darker color, 000 for a darker color, just for hover and stuff like that. See, it's darker when you hover. Okay. I think I'll just change this color to something like, let me see, a sorry, A8 CF3A. It's still the same thing though. It's still the same thing. It's just, more darker and stuff like that. So then we go to, let's just add our box shadow to it. I'll just copy this box shadow we use here. I'll make it more darker. Control C, and I'll just copy this. Then make this 9. You see the opacity 9. So if I hover around it, you'll see the shadow come into place and stuff like that. But it's not yet cool because we don't have like transitions and animations as well. So I'll just add a transformation to it, and so I'll use it to also explain to you guys what a transformation is. So once I add transformation right here, transformation, you just click on transform. We have like rotate, we have scaling, we have many things. So transform would be, let me start with translate. Translate is mostly used most of the times. You see people using translate. You can see translate X, translate Y, translate Z. So translate is just like normal translate, like X and Y, but we'll play with it around and see how things go with it. So I'll use translate X firstly. So translate X, just like graph, it makes this thing move a little bit right or left. Then translate Y makes it moves up or down. So if I should add like let me say translate X, I'll add like 20 pixels. So if I hover around it, you see it moves right, it moves right, it moves right, it moves right. You see that? You can play around it like me. I can just play around it like this. 100. Oh shit. I think it crashed the program. Wait, let me see. Why is it not working? Let me add 10 or something. Okay, it works. I don't know what's happened the last time. So let me make it 50. You see, it moves like right, right. The more I'm making it, let me make it 100. I think it was just like, oh, I think you can't use like 100 here, something like that. So let's just make it 50. So you see how it works. So this is the translate X. So you can use translate Y as well. Translate Y, sorry, capital letter Y. So you can use translate Y. This time around, it goes down. It goes down, you see. So once I hover around it, you see how quickly it goes because of no transition, no transformation. I don't know if you saw it. Yeah, cool. So if you hover around it, it just goes down. just goes down. Yeah, and why it's confusing is because if you hover around it, like if you're on the page, like then your cursor will like move away from the hover and stuff like that. So that is translate why. But mostly we use transform in the normal button. Let me say we cover, mostly people don't use transformation here. Even if you want to use something like smaller, like now I can just say translate. So if you use the minus, if you use minus, it makes it go up a little bit. If I use -3, so you see, it makes it go up a little bit. Makes it go up a little bit. So then let's just make this, put the translate here. So you see, translates the transformation. Translate y would be 50 pixels. Translate y would be 50 pixels. You see, just making our program somehow messed up. Let me just delete this translate from here. So translate y would be this. Translate y would be this. So you can make it like 70 or 80 or 100 or something. It depends. And you can make it like, let me say, -3 or -4. It makes it go up a little bit. Okay. So let's just keep this as 20 or something. Let's just be down there now. So that is it for translation. So we have what they are calling transition as well. So if I should go to my button, just next here, we have transition. Sorry, we have transition as well. Transition as well. Yeah. Uh, so for our transition, let me just use this tab. Okay, transition. So you can select what you want to do for the transition. So what's we have. Firstly, let me use the longhand method of transition. We have transition property. So which property do you want to work on? You can choose like as many property as you want. You can say background color or something. Then you can choose the property that you want to work on. Let's say I want to work on the background color or something like that. I want my transition to be mostly for the background color. Yeah, but you can also use like or if you want to select everything or something like that. So what will happen in the transition? So don't worry, I will show you guys what will happen when we are doing it. You see, just if we hover around it, it just gives like a normal hover function or something like that. So since we're adding transition, let me just first work with the background color. Okay, background color. Then let's say we have what they're calling transition duration. Yeah, transition duration. How long will it, what will happen, how long will the thing stay, how long? So you can use milliseconds or seconds. So let me just use 1 second. S is for seconds in case you don't know, and we can use like 1000 milliseconds as well, but most programmers use seconds like this. Okay, so the durations is 1 second and stuff like that. So you can add like delay, but firstly let's do the transition timing function. So they have many. You can see all this cubic bezier and many other things. If you dive into deep web development, you see the need to use this. So use ease, or let's just use ease in. There's the one called ease in. It makes it like a little bit smoother, a little bit smoother. Okay, let's add delay. Let me add a little bit of delay. No, delay is just going to make it more crazy. Uh, Let me add like a little bit of delay to it. Delay would be 0 seconds. Let me just add like 0 seconds to the delay. So you can see the transition. I don't know if you can see it very well. Ease in, but ease in don't do much. So let me just use normal ease in. Ease in. Let me just increase the duration for this to like 2, so you guys can see. It's not yet that smooth though, but I prefer animation to transition. It's not yet that smooth, you understand? So it's not yet that smooth. So you can see we are working okay. I've understand the problem. We are working mostly the transitioning on the background color. So you can use transitioning on all as well, or you can just do like this comma. You can do maybe box shadow comma and maybe color as well. But it's long, so you can just simply do all and it still works the same way. So if you see this, you see this, you see this, I don't know if you're seeing that it's just like a little bit cool though, a little bit cool. So this is a long way of writing transitioning. You can just make it this way. Let me clear all this. Let me clear all this. Yeah. Okay. So you can just make it like a little bit cool like this. Transition. Let's say you want, sorry, I'm saying transform. My bad. Transition. Yeah, transition. You can make it a little bit cool, like just you can just add, let's say, um, background. You firstly add what you want, the property you want to work on. Let's say you want to work on the background color. So background color would be, let's just select all, or then we use like 1 second. This for the duration, this for the property you want to work on, this for the duration, and this for the no need for adding commas or something like that. They will now use is in out. Let's just try using is in out. You can see the way it's moving. You can see the way it's moving a little bit like cool transitioning. It's not, you see how it's moving. I don't know if you're seeing the changes is in out at least. Yeah, and most people used to use like linear. We have like linear, linear. Yeah, we have linear as well. All of them just looks like exactly somehow the same thing. So there is not much on transitioning as well. So that's what you need to know in transform and transition. Like you can see, translate Y, translate X, X move right and left, minus makes it move left, and plus and positive make it like move this right. So if you use like a negative number in this Y, minus, it's, you see it just goes up. Then if you use like a positive number in the Y, it goes down. You see that. So that's how to work with translate Y and translate X. If this was X, let's say we change this to X, yeah, to X, you see it moves right a little bit. Then if you change this to minus, it goes the other side, opposite direction. So that's it. That's it for transitioning. So we now have what they're calling, yeah, and they have like scale in transform as well. But this time around, let's just use it in our hover function. Let me delete this and use transform here and use scale so you guys can see it before I move to animation. So we have scale. I'm telling you guys the only ones that are useful, most useful, likely useful. So we have 1. You can scale it to 1. So if I hover, oh sorry, if I hover, it's supposed to scale. Let's make it 2.2. Let's see it as it scales. You see this? Okay, you see scale 2.2, but let me make it 1.1 or something. You see it just scales means to like increase it a little bit. It just scales, like, you see, and because of the transitioning it makes it like very cool, very cool. So but I think animation will make it more cool. So let's go into the animation, more on the animation, so you guys can see how I come to building all my web applications. So we have firstly, what we you need to do is, remember we're still working with only this button, only this button. What you need to do is call at keyframes, sorry, at keyframes. Then it's just like a function. Then you call it. Let's just call these pause because most people used to use pause for that tutorial. So let's just call this pause. So you can use from and to, like you can do from this to this, from this to this, from this to this. Let's use from and to first so you have an idea of how it goes. Then let me just put something like transform. Let's scale it by 1.1, and no, it's from, let's make it from normal 1. It should enter. Then let's just add maybe any other thing like background color. Let me add main green. Let me just use like normal green like this. So we see how it works. So from no, let me just use this. Let me use my normal, my best. Yeah, okay. So from this to then let's transform again and scale it by one point let's say 1.5. So from this scale and this color, it should go to this scale and this color as well. So we now have like, then let's make a background color green. Okay, just normal green. So stuff like that. So if you do it, it won't do anything now. It still keeps our normal functionality. The only way it would work is, since you have done this from this to this and this to this, from this to this, so you can now go and play around with your animation inside this keyword. You can add more things here, but we'll add it later. So let me just go inside and play with our animation. So we have like, you can enter here and say animation name. What's the animation name? You have to call this pause. You see, pause is the name of our animation. So we do pause. You see, that's the animation name. So how long will the animation last? It will be like animation duration. Yeah, animation duration. How long will it last? Let's say it should last for 1 second, or you can do 1000 milliseconds. You see, it's already, it just did now. If you refresh our page, you see it increases from this our main color to green. It just increases, and you see it's because of the scaling that is making like this. So it lasts for just only 1 second. Is how long the animation will work. So we'll now go for animation delay. Let's say animation delay. Yeah, animation delay would be, let's not add any delay. Let's just add 1 second. So you see, if you see, it's just waits a little bit, then it's, wait, let's refresh. You see it waits a little bit, then do our animation. Okay, so you just, but it's not a good practice to add delays that much unless you want to make something like, let's say, dropping. So maybe if you want to drop something like a text, you delay it a little bit. This one will drop, then you make like a delay, then this one would like slide in or something. So then we have iteration count. Mostly I like using infinite iteration count. Let me show you guys how it works. Animation iteration count. Iteration count. You can give like 1. Okay, so it gives 1 and stop. So if you give like 2, it gives 1, 2. You see, if you give like 3, it gives 1, 2, 3. I don't know if you're seeing this page. So, but I like using infinite for my web applications. So it just keeps going, keeps going, keeps going, keeps going, keeps going, keeps going. And so these are the main things that they usually do. Like, and this as well. How will I forget this? Direction, animation direction. Yeah, animation direction. This is very, very, very cool, and I like using it a lot. So you see, just keep scaling, keep scaling, keep scaling, keep scaling. Then animation will have like, will have alternate, alternate. So alternate, what this means is like, from down, it just comes up, comes back, comes up, comes back, comes up, and goes back. You see how it's going, alternate from down, up, down, up. So, but if you use like reverse, it starts from up, down, down. You see how it's doing? Yeah, like this. You're seeing how it's going, like from down, down. But if you use, then we have like a property like alternate reverse, like this. You see, it's still, you see how it's going. Okay, it's going like, I don't know if you're understanding where we're going to. So you can play with it and see how everything works in the direction. But I like putting directions in it. Okay, to make this, you see how long this thing is. How long this thing is. We have name, we have duration and stuff like that. So I'll just comment this stuff. I'll just comment it. So let's use the shorthand method. There are many more animations that you can use. You can use like fill mode to retain the final state. You can use like play state, running to ensure that it's playing and stuff like that. But these are the main ones that I like using, and I know that most of you find interesting. So then we can just use the shorthand form of the animation. Just click on animation, and then we'll start with the name. Make sure you start with the name of your animation. The name of our animation is pause, and the next thing you must do is the duration. Let's say our duration is 1 second. You see that it's working the same way it was working before. So you can add like delay, or you can add like timing function. Timing function is just referring to like something like our transition timing function. Oh shoot, I deleted this transition timing function. Oh, it's just the same thing as like ease in out, or ease in or ease out, still the same thing. But I don't like using this that much. So I think you can add like delay or something. Let me see if they can work in this position. Okay, yeah, delay. So it doesn't matter the position, like it stays, like it matters, but it's not most. You can just use only duration and direction, animation duration and animation direction, but you can't start with your delay before duration. Like you cannot put your delay in front of your duration, or your duration in front of your animation name or something like that. It must follow this straight pattern, but you can just skip. Like now you see, I skipped the animation timing function and just added our delay. Then you can use, again, you can use infinite as well. Okay, so you can use infinite. It just keeps going, keeps going, keeps going, but it's not that cool. Then you can use like alternate, reverse, or alternate. Let's say alternate like this. Okay, alternate, so it goes up, goes down, goes up, goes down, goes up, goes down. Let me remove this delay. This delay will be let me make it 0.5 as delay, as the delay. Then this is the duration. It will be lasting for like 1 second, or let's make the animation last for like 2 seconds, so it's more cool and slow at the same time. You see how it's going up and down because of the alternate. If you don't like alternate, you can use like alternate reverse, or you can just use normal reverse. It starts from up and goes down. I hope you see the function, so you can still use your hover function as well on it. So let's make this animation more cool. If it's if from Yeah, and again, what I wanted to cover for you guys was that you can use 0% and 100% to replace this. So let me just cancel this and put like 0%, 0%. Oh shoot, and put like 0%, 0%. Yeah, then we now do like transform scale. Let's make it scale from 1 to then let's just add like background color. Initially the background color should be let's use our badass, and you can just do anything you want to do, and we'll make our text initially, sorry, our color of text initially to be let me say black or something. Or let me, I like using wheat most of the time, so let me just use like wheat, because wheat is cool, and yellow as well. I like using wheat and I like using yellow, but it's not that visible. You can see it's not that visible. I don't know, but it's still cool. But let's just make it like this, something more visible like this. Let's make it like this. Yeah, I think this is cool. So it's from this, then you can use like, you can do 50%, or then you do what will happen in the middle, then 100 or something like that. But let me just do this to 100%. So 100%, then it's just like from and to. If you are going to do this, I just think it's preferable. If you're going to just do like 0 to 100%, it's better, it's preferable to use like from and to. So but if, yeah, so that's it. So our seventh, you can use, but if you want to like set each time, if it's 0%, then do this. If it's 50%, then do this. If it's 100%, then do this. Okay, so you now have to like, then this transform would be 100% would be, I'll just copy this. Let me copy this, Control C, Control V. Okay, so then we'll scale it to 1.5. Okay, you see it's scaling properly, or let's just make it 1.2. Okay, so it will not be that huge or something. Then the background color should be, let's replace these two background color. So the background color here would be, let me copy this, Control C and copy, Control V. Yeah, so the background color would be this. Then we now change the color of our text. Sorry, color of our text should be, let me use my color. Okay, so now look at our animation. What I just created, just a normal thing that you can do by yourself. You can see it. You see it starts from normal green and text color. You see how it's changing. It's changing. It's changing. So you can just play around with it and make stuff like that. And again, you can make your this animation responsive in many web browsers, because sometimes so you won't fall into an error. Like you can do like sorry, uh WebKit is for Google Chrome and stuff like that. So you can use like WebKit animation. It doesn't change anything, but if you want it to be very safe, you can use WebKit animation for this. This is for like Chrome. So let me copy this and paste it right there. So you can use like WebKit animation, so it will be responsive in Chrome browsers and stuff like that. So you can use like Moz as well. You can see Moz animation as well. It's responsive in Mozilla Firefox. I mean to say Firefox. So it will be responsive in Firefox as well. So if we copy this, it still does the same thing. It's just that so you can make it responsive without just writing only normal animation. So we have like this animation. This for like opera and stuff like that. Opera and many more. We have many more. So if you want to make it responsive and you know that where your users will be coming from, the browsers that you might be expecting they'll be using, so you can make it responsive by using WebKits, Mozilla, and all these animations. That's what they are for. You can even use it in your transition as well. Like you can do like we have like Moore's transition as well. You can see it here, Moore's transition. You see that? Okay, so that's it. That's it. That's everything you need to know in transition. That's everything you need to know in our animation. And so I said in the end, we're going to be creating something like this. But since this video is too long, I'll have another video tutorial on how we got to do this, how we got to do something like this. It drops down and it moves over like this. Okay, so if you found this video helpful, don't be afraid to like, comment, and subscribe to this channel and join our coding practice.